Yeah,
I think
that
we're
was a
coming
lot
up
of
to the
fun.
hour, aren't we?
We can't be far from it. We've got a few minutes
Okay.
left.
If there are any concerns, questions, comments, interpretive dances, games where you use bananas as controllers, jingles, your most sublime control system in a game, your most horrific control system in a game that isn't that decathlon thing.
I mean, and in
Um,
one control system that I absolutely loved, and it was a bit of a mix. So it's the control system, and it's also the underlying animations. Speedrunners. That
yes,
game just plays so fluidly.
that's the
It's a pleasure
opposite
to
to
play.
Gotham Knights in the sense that it just feels crisp.
Yeah.
Everything that your character does, assuming it wasn't hit by a weapon from someone else, feels entirely fair.
Yeah. I don't think I ever at any point I never felt that it was either my ability or someone else. Actually, you go into a trip or a rocket comes your way.
I think I've just remembered my worst control experience. Goddess by 22 Cans. Do you remember Goddess? This is Peter Molyneux's new company, 22 Cans,
That...
and he was going to reinvent the God game, which is a genre he effectively invented anyway with Populous and a couple of other games, Black and White. He decided
I think I remember it.
That what people really wanted
there wasn't much to it.
The experience of mobile games.
So like one button
people
or something.
like the tactile thing. So what you had to do was flatten land like in Populous, which you did by clicking on land to make it flat.
Yeah.
No dragging, no thing. You click on a piece of land, it goes up or down depending on the left or right bounce button. And then the houses generate mana, but you have to pick up the mana, which you do by clicking on them. And if you click them fast enough, they'll each play a different note from a tune. Bubble wrap. The entire thing was bubble wrap. It was the most annoying Skinner box I've ever played. Poor Peter Molyneux did not live that one down. Like, I know he's since started making cryptocurrency games, which I have thoughts about. But yeah, that was just awful.
I can't believe it's not released yet.
It got cancelled.
You can still buy it on Steam.
You can still buy it?
Yeah, it's 11 quid. It's an early access game. Its reviews are mostly negative.
I've got a review on there.
That's interesting though that it's still there and available.
Can you see my review on there since I'm on your friends list?
Probably. I don't know how to do that, but probably.
You scroll down to reviews and it'll prioritize people on your friends list.
Yours doesn't seem to be there. Perhaps there's too many negative ones.
Mine wasn't positive. Let's see if I can find mine. I don't normally badmouth games to that extent, but oh my, he just completely misunderstood what people want in a God game. I don't want to gradually click on things hundreds of times to feel godlike. To feel godlike, I want to do one action and then huge things happen.
I loved Black and White. I thought that was an amazing game.
Okay.
You can't buy it anymore.
Apparently.
Some sort of licensing agreement issue.
Let's get the groundwork out of the way. I quite like Molyneux games. I played the crap out of Populous and Populous 2 as a kid, and Syndicate Wars, Magic Carpet, and pretty much every other game he had a hand in the late 80s and early 90s. And I love most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. So not, it's Molyneux, get him. And I know this game is very, very much in the early stages. It's understood that it's not going to, there's not going to be a great deal of content, and that a lot of the cool stuff they want to put in won't be there for a while. Fine. But with all that, I cannot in good conscience recommend Goddess. Not just because its current early access form isn't ready, but at all. Not because it's Molyneux, not because it's not ready, but because I have a real problem with the design choice they made by clicking a few thousand times to move landscape into a more efficient configuration. It's mind-numbing, it's repetitive, it's physically uncomfortable after a length of time, and that process, the slowly dragging tiny bits of land so that settlers can be coaxed into building more or bigger settlements, that's the main design mechanic of the game. And my review goes on like that.
It's not really a mechanic, though. Click.
I had a brief. You watch him interviewed, and it's absolutely a mechanic. Like that was the feel he was going for. I had some brief enjoyment collecting mana as fast as I could and trying to play the tune the belief bubbles make. But it was very brief. After about 10 minutes, I realized I was experiencing all the joy of a Skinner box.
So, for those
Yeah,
who might not
that
have
was
come
tough.
across the term before, Skinner box.
Skinner box was a psychological experiment that was done originally with rats, where you put a small response on a small reward on a thing, and people will press that thing even after the reward has gone away.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, I believe the experiment was a box that would dispense treats if a rat pressed a button.
Yeah.
And after a while, you take the treats away, and the rat's just pressing the button and getting tiny amounts of dopamine from the button.
Is there a go?
Is there a GoFundMe to get Mikey's electric back on? No, because the electric cost of logging onto GoFundMe is too high in the UK. Don't get us started about the electric costs in this country, which are going to get much worse.
I've actually also not turned. I've got an image setting that I've not turned on OBS because my background's actually quite messy. So I think it being dark is for the best.
My background is extremely messy, but you can only see this green cloth against my wall, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, it's not cloth. Yeah, it's fabric. It'll do.
Yep.
I'm just back from 3 weeks in the UK, and everywhere I turned, people were talking about it. Yeah, I mean, okay, this is not a political podcast.
Oh dear, we've lost
I'm
Jam.
ready to move countries again.
So
No, everyone was talking about Mikey being in the dark bit. Everyone. Like, it's all over the newspapers.
It's very interesting though, because we have literally gone from electricity prices being 10 pence, which is still double somewhere like Alberta in Canada already, and now it's capped at no more than 35p.
How Alberta, Canada was your go-to. Have you been looking to moving to Canada, Mikey?
Absolutely not.
I haven't either.
It's just one I've actually got a proper reference for. But yeah, it has gotten significantly more expensive. If you were used to, let's say, paying £1,000 a year for your bills, it's now 3.5 times that easily.
Guaranteed for 6 months.
And then
who knows?
And then I might have to turn off one of these lights, and then we just end up with that.
Don't you just normally get Alexa to do it?
I would, but I don't want to trigger anybody else's. There you go.
I don't want to say what Mikey was trying to light before the stream.
But yeah, I quite like I've had a bright light on all day. You know what? This is quite chill, so I'm happy with that.
I like how you're taking my teal and amber thing seriously.
Yeah.
Now you should sing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Not with this cough. It would be like 2 lines in and then a coughing fit. Otherwise,
is this the real life?
No, this is fantasy.
Hey, you did the toucan version.
Yeah, too right.
Toucan. All right. On that note, I think we should let Mikey breathe.
Yes. Yeah, I'm getting to the point now where I think I need to stop before I choke. Because.
So with that done, thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Are we doing a toucan chat next week?
Find out on the Canopy Discord.
Neither of us know.
Yes, it is. It's Canopy. No, it's the Toucan Talk.
Canopy chat.
Yes, it's my Halloween thing. So
exactly.
Just before we go, I usually turn certain lights in the house red so people know that I'm streaming or recording or whatever. And tonight I was like, I text everybody saying, I'm not going to put the lights on tonight. It's Halloween. It would be more disturbing for everybody walking past to go, oh, red lights. And just come into the ding dong. No, not having it.
Trick or treat. I'm not worried about trick-or-treaters because my house doesn't have a front door. I have to go through the garden. So there's nowhere for them to trick or treat. Ha.
Knock on the window.
Although Halloween is my favorite holiday, so I'm looking forward to be able to do that again at some point.
Mm.
Speaking of, thank you for joining us, everybody. We will see you next
dear.
week for Toucan Chat. And happy Halloween. And if you don't celebrate Halloween, happy Halloween anyway. And you pass it on to someone who does. You know, you can bank it.
And we'll see you.
I was going to say you should all go buy Gotham Knights, but it is expensive. So maybe only buy it if you really want it and you have the money.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Press it. Press it.
And